So I'm delighted to speak about the evolution of technology. And I've studied this for a long time, for maybe 15 years or 20 years, and I've discovered, or we have discovered as the Vital for Life Foundation, a way of making it very easy for people to understand where we come from and where we go to. So I give you a very simple example of the communication technologies that we have and where we are going to. So we started way back in the past with smoke signals that were indicators of communication. And then soon afterwards we went to the mnemonics for writing. So we used ink, and then we went to print, and then we went to the telegraph and the telephone and the television, and so it was electrical, and then we went to digital, wireless digital communication, and then eventually to wireless. And I often ask in groups, well, what is the next level of communication? And always I get the answer, well, it's telepathic communication. And I say, wow, this is really interesting, and when are we going to do this? Or did we do that already? And then we have a lot of fun, and that makes looking at technology relatively simple and easy and fun to do. So using this analogy, we also looked at energy technologies. And of course we started with coal, which was a physical thing. Then we started with oil, which is liquid, and then we started with gas, and it's like a gas. So there is an evolution there. We started with nuclear, but all these technologies, they are taking something from the Earth and we give some back. And what we give back is either CO2 or radiation. So it's not really giving back, it's taking some more from the environment. So these technologies, they are there and we use them and it's okay, but there is really a next evolution of technology around. So then more or less the green technologies came around, and we use water technologies. So we build dams and we get electrical power from water. But also the big dams have a drawback. You have to replace people, and maybe ecological systems are affected. So from the dams, which are really on the surface, so oil and gas we get down in the bottom. We move to the surface, you have water energies. And then the next generation came, it was wind energy. So we were looking for our energy technologies in the air already. And of course you can guess what the next evolution was. It was solar energy. So that's all understood right now. And so the next level, I then ask in the group again, well, what is the next level of energy technologies? And what's the next energy we're going to use? And after some little debate or little thing, they say, oh, well, it's cosmic energy. I said, okay, then how are we going to capture cosmic energy as a source? And I give two examples of cosmic energy feeding energy in our planet. And one force is gravity, and the other force is magnetism. And there are more forces, but they are easy to understand. We don't really understand all these forces, but we can use them to develop energy technologies that become very small. So I used to have the example of we're going to make a green or a golden box, and in that we capture these energies and we make electricity or heat or whatever. And this is what I've been involved in the last 10 years. So our foundation and our companies lead a global effort in looking for magnetic motors, gravity motors, and there are many around in the world, and they're just about to work. So it would be wonderful if China would adopt this new generation of technologies, would support its development and make a big impact. Now, where does it impact? So it's impacting on the pace in the area of peace. And I'm looking at Silla because she's all about peace. So imagine that you all have your own home generator. There's no reason to fight or argue about nuclear power or oil or whatever. So it's in the movement of peace. This is a very good movement to do. So in the climate problem, all these new generation technologies, we call them third generation, gravity motors and so on, they have no carbon component other than the machine that you are using, which is very small. And so it's environmentally very good. So the problems we are facing, which you can take peace apart and you can take like the climate problem apart, but the new generation of energy technology will probably solve, or can probably solve, or have at least the potential to solve all these problems. So it's a very important development that is taking place, and support in that area would be greatly appreciated because it's not really well understood as yet. So I would make a plea for supporting the new generation of using cosmic forces to make energy for everyone. And I always say that means that we bring the power to the people.